Spoilers and Fandom is like a book club for geeky stuff. Join us as we delve into the depths of our backlogs and sift through the games, comics, shows, movies, and books that we haven't checked out yet. Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of Spoilers and Fandom. We've started this exactly the same way we started an episode. Was it the last one?
Yeah, it was. It was State of Mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today we're talking about
Monsieur
a
Jean.
comic book that you guys voted on called Monsieur Jean or Monsieur Jean.
Yeah.
Number 1 by... Who's it by?
The two guys. What are their names? Okay. I'm gonna savage his names. Dupuy and Berberian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Berberian, yes.
Yeah. Two French artists.
Yes.
And writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about 47 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come across this book?
I saw it actually on like review sites.
Ah.
Yeah. Guys were saying that it's an interesting... Actually, I pick a lot of comics based on the covers.
Yeah.
Not necessarily even because of the content.
Yeah.
So this was one of the few that I found that guys were saying was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a French comic and the content isn't necessarily the same as what we're used to. It's not superhero stuff. It's not a horror comic. It's literally just the life of Jean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a writer. Not a writer, a novelist. Apparently there's a difference. I was told it's insulting if you use one. But yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So he's a novelist in Paris.
Well, he is a writer, though.
Yeah.
Because he gets jobs to write.
Yes.
For other people.
But he's also... But according to the story, he deems himself a novelist.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just like a slice of life for what's going on in his. Yeah. And this specific issue is called Love and the Concierge.
Yeah.
So it's about his love life in a nutshell. It's about his love life, what he does.
That was subtle,
Yeah.
though. Yeah, I thought that was really subtle. Yeah. Like, there was only... For me, it felt like a... okay, from what I read online, I kept reading the word noir next to this.
Yeah.
And the art style, based off of the cover. Do you remember the Pink Panther cartoon?
Yes. Yes.
It looked like that dude in the
Yeah.
Pink Panther cartoon.
Yeah.
Like the guy. But it's not
At all like that.
like I guess he looks a little like that guy, but the story is not at all like that. And for me, it was just it felt like a comedy.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's more of a comedy. Maybe the
Yeah.
noir element is because he's always smoking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just smoking make a comic noir.
Maybe visually, yes.
There's no murder. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no gritty
mystery.
nature. There's no. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest mystery is where's the cat.
Yeah.
And so this book is a bunch of really short stories, and there is some chronological order to these stories, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's no overarching plot as such, unless all the books are about him trying to find love, I guess.
Kind of. But the thing about it is, this is just one chapter in it. But
Yeah.
there's a collection
Yeah.
that covers the whole set.
Yeah.
And it's actually called From Bachelor to Father. So it chronicles now his path
Oh my gosh. Okay.
from being a single man to getting into a relationship, or
Yeah.
into getting into the various relationships that he gets into,
Yeah.
until he settles down and begins fatherhood.
Yeah.
So that's one of the okay. If you read the whole thing, if you read all 5 books, that's where it will culminate. But we only read book 1, so it's more or less just about his love life. Not his love life, his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a bunch of snoopy
there-
neighbors.
Yeah. Oh, were those neighbors or like the house?
They were just his neighbors. Like one
Okay.
was the what's it called?
Yeah. The way it starts is just brilliant.
Yeah. Like I really enjoyed the first issue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
'cause
first bit. Yeah.
Okay. It starts out with
you
this
not
is
knowing
no spoiler.
anything.
Yeah,
They're
you have
not-
no
they-
idea who this guy is.
Yeah.
But then you're seeing these ladies talk about him.
And they don't know who he is.
Yeah, and they don't know.
I've
who he is.
heard, you know.
Yeah, I've heard that he does X, Y, Z. I've
Yeah.
heard he does X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And then you see him invariably with one lady and then a different lady, and you're like, this guy has to be like a Casanova of some sort.
Or this guy. Well, they're kind of being judgmental, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's either Casanova, a man whore, or some kind of
Man of mystery.
junkie or
Yeah.
something. But then they see him on TV and he's a writer, and they're like all like sucking up kind of thing
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the first story is 2 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
part of
it's
the
really
reason why
weird,
I
yeah.
wanted to read this, because it was
Yeah.
really, really short.
Yeah, they're little bite-sized things.
Yeah. But I think now, based off of this, I think I'll finish the whole 5-book set.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, this was really light. And I wanted something light. So yeah, this was really good. But I don't know if I could do all 5 at one go.
Not
Of this, yeah.
not at go.
I think this is a good, like, oh, you have a break now. Why don't you read one of these
Yeah.
kind of comics? But yeah, should we talk about, like, okay, so the overarching story
Yeah, the overarching story
is him trying to find love.
Yeah, it's him trying to find love, trying to make peace with the work that he's doing
Yeah.
and the friends that he has. It's basically just a slice of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This book is a bit hard to talk about in terms of plot because of the little stories. Like, it's
Yeah.
many little stories.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, the first one is just an introduction. And that one's called, My Dear Concierge, or My Lovely Concierge. I can't remember. But, like, there'll be a part 1. Later on, after a short story, there'll be a part 2
Yeah.
where it just follows the story between him and the people he lives
In his
with in the
apartment
building.
building, yeah.
Yeah. So they're just like a page long, 2 pages long.
Yeah.
The other ones are like maybe 4 pages long.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what the first one was. I think he was supposed to meet up with...
His friend.
He was meeting up with his ex
Yeah.
at a place. And... yeah. Yeah, the first story is like him meeting up with his ex. The second one is like him going shopping. Another one is like him getting work. Another one is him like house sitting. Like those are the short stories. There's not really
There's no big like major thing.
there's no I would say there's no like proper hook.
Yeah.
What is he going to do next? No. It's kind of like Mr. Bean in a way.
Yeah,
But-
one of the
but-
reviews that
but
I read
less
was that
slapstick.
it's like Friends, but a French comic version of Friends.
Yeah, okay. I can yeah, it's like a sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But without the specific
feels-
like sitcom jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of the jokes
Yeah, some of the jokes
are straight out of sitcoms. Like I've seen like the one where he's a writer for the movie. Like that joke,
Yeah.
the way that story went has been done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that's basically the gist of the book. In terms of the art style, we said like I really like the art style.
Yeah, the art style is fantastic.
And I tend not to like weird art styles.
Uh-huh.
Like I'd compare this to like Chew.
Yeah.
Chew is weird.
Yeah. But this is a lot more simplistic than even Chew.
This is way easier and more like the nose guy in Pink Panther.
Yeah.
And
Let's say if you've
something
read
weird
French
though.
comics,
Yeah.
if you read if you're familiar with French comics and French art, this fits with that whole aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Basically.
very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guys are drawn really weirdly. The women are drawn amazingly.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the panels are also. I found something weird with the way they do the writing. Like they keep showing the stuff that's going on in his head in some panels.
Yeah.
So I really like those moments are amazing. I'll be more specific, I guess, in the spoiler section, which will not be that long, because this book is weird with like what would you say is a spoiler for this book? Really, it would be like very specific.
If we say specific
right?
things,
yeah. But like there's no real plot spoilers.
Yeah, there are no real plot.
Yeah, because it's very easygoing.
Yeah, it's a very easy-going book. Like, I can tell you, I sat and I finished this whole book in book one anyway. I finished book one in one sitting. It's how many pages, actually?
47.
Yeah, 47.
Because it took me a while, actually.
Wait, it took you a while?
Yeah. I'm really slow at reading. So,
Okay.
I reached, I did it in 3 sittings. 2 on the same day and 1 the next day. I think from 40 to 47, I read the next day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But it like compared to what we've been reading, yeah.
Yeah, compared to what we've been reading, this was a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that art style, what else do we normally talk about?
Did you like it?
Did we like it? I liked it.
What did you like about it?
Okay, again, I liked that it was funny. And it's pretty specific with what they do with the panels that I liked.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'll talk about in the spoiler section, and I like that it was just light, and the art style. I really like the way they drew characters. I think the cat looked a little weird, but I don't really care because it was a cat. But I really liked, like even in the first thing, they describe him as not being shaved. Or not shaving properly or something.
Yeah.
And I went back and I'm like, is he not shaved?
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at the lines. Oh, he is shaved. He's not shaved. Yeah. Okay. So it's really minimalistic. There was also something weird with, I guess, the translation. With some panels, it felt like there's something missing. I think I got that impression once or twice.
Yeah, like even what I saw on Goodreads is guys were saying that they're happy that it's been translated.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah, into English.
Yeah.
The quality you lose some aspects, you lose some nuance from French to English.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I felt like it flowed. And even the jokes, even the comedy, the way it comes, like I liked the way it doesn't have like one-liners. Let me say that. It's not necessarily one-liners or like joke thriller.
It's kind of relatable at the same time, yeah.
It's relatable, but it's not one-liners.
No.
It's all situational.
And the panels
and
as well,
and it's all panel humor.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need to know, let's say, the language to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could follow.
I get no. Well, you need to know what the situation is.
Yeah.
I'd imagine reading this in French.
Yeah, we'd be lost in French.
And trying to, like the story about him and his friend, and the moments like that's pretty much like the story that was going on, which was funny.
Yeah.
Or like, with him meeting his ex.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the story that was. What kind of humor is this? Like it's like a subtle.
It's very subtle humor. Let me say that.
And it's dark, kind of ish.
Kind of. There's one storyline which was dark humor. The one for the house, where he goes to the holiday house.
That was dark humor.
You saw what that guy did to him.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
No. So. You know, with the whole situation with his friend. Okay, we'll save this for the spoilers. Yeah, let's save it for the spoiler section. But what I mean by dark humor is it's not slapstick. It's more of like the situation is so relatable. At the same time, it's completely ridiculous. Like I've read a book recently that had the same sort of thing going on with one of the stories as well. And I'll talk about that in the spoiler. I'll just save this for the spoiler section. But yeah.
But okay.
I did like the humor. It's not like twisted humor. It's very realistic, and it's like you said, situational humor. The situation that he's in is ridiculous, but at the same time, it's very
It's
realistic.
very funny.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this?
Yeah, I would. But as a light read.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not as a specific. You have to go and see this.
No.
Yeah, you can actually skip this, but if you're just trying to look for something different,
Yeah.
trying to look for something new, go ahead and read
Yeah,
this.
this is pretty. I think this harkens back. I think to the Hagar books. Do you remember Hagar the Viking?
Hagar the Horrible.
Like it's a bit like that, but the humor is a bit better.
Yeah.
Like, I think Hagar was more ridiculous, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
This is less ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hagar and I don't remember the other ones that came out around that time.
Mm-hmm.
That were like about like slice of life situations.
I'm trying to think what else I could put it similar to.
Popeye, not really.
Not really, no. But it's a more mature. Let's say it's a kind of mature. It has grown up themes.
Yeah, I mean, there's full on nudity in this.
Yeah.
I say there's full on nudity, but with the way things are drawn, hey,
Yeah, it's tastefully done.
it's tasteful. I really like the way they're drawn, dude.
That's why I really like
his
French
ex
art.
is gorgeous.
Yeah, I really like French art because every page on its own, like, it's done in. There's some pages that are legit done in one.
You know who she looks like?
Who?
She looks like that chick in Cuphead.
Wait.
The ex looks like that chick in Cuphead in a certain way.
Huh?
You know, in Cuphead, there's the mermaid kind of chick, right?
Yeah.
The way her hair is and stuff.
Uh-huh.
When she's lying on the bed in one of in the first story, where he's meeting the ex, he has those flashbacks of them being together in bed.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
And I'm opening the page right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. But this guy, okay, I don't know. I like this guy. Did you like Jean?
I love Jean. Yeah, Jean's awesome. I love Jean. Like, I see this book actually going, like, if you've not watched Californication,
I haven't watched
that's one of the coolest shows I've ever watched. It's one of my favorite shows. It's about a writer in Hollywood. This is maybe the milder version of that, I guess, or the less Playboy version of that. Yeah. I do like Jean. Johnny. Yeah.
For me, I don't know. I really liked him as well.
Yeah.
But I liked his friend. just because of the drama that
Felix?
he gets him into. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because of the drama that they get into.
Yeah.
And I also like his ex. Like, I like almost all the characters in this comic, except for a few specific ones which may be spoilers.
See, I wish like there was more of the ex, because like after the first story, we never see her again.
Maybe she shows up in the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah. Or like in like with the friend shows up a couple of times.
Yeah, the friend at least is.
Yeah, he's in a couple of stories. Or that film producer comes back with a vengeance, being in one of the like it could happen. Yeah. This is I don't know. I don't know. I would recommend it.
You would recommend it?
I would recommend it, but
as a light read only.
Yeah, as a light read.
Okay. And out of 10, what did you score it?
7?
For real?
Yeah, 7. I think this, honestly, for me, a light thing is exactly what I needed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it also is the timing was just right for me for this.
Okay.
So I'd say 7. Most of that 7 is just the art style is amazing. And the panels, I wanted to get to the spoiler section. I can really tell you about some of the stuff I really cracked up. Like, it's very real. Like some of this stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I'd give it a 7.
Okay, cool. Like for me, I was also gonna give it a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
For the same reason.
Yeah.
But I didn't know now what to score it, considering I've only read what's maybe the first chapter.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let me give it a 7.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
But I'll actually finish the rest. I want to finish the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very likely to read this eventually.
Yeah, eventually. No worries. But I want to make a concerted effort to finish this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also based off of like normally the first volume or whatever is introducing stuff.
Yeah.
And is a little less like it's more toned down compared to the rest of a story you want to tell. If this gets better,
hopefully,
like it's more likely it's going to get better, right?
Yeah.
It's a good start for me for this book. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Now,
spoilers.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to the spoiler section now.
Yeah.
So, the panels I like. When he gets mad. Yeah. And the whole panel turns red. And he has this thought bubble of him like stabbing a guy with like 10 different types of weapons. They're so good. They're so good.
No, these guys, the art, I have to give these guys props because how they drew it and how they wrote it.
Yeah.
You feel like all the panels, you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much detail even in all of them.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. On some level, I think you could be able to follow the story without the words.
Yeah.
Not as well.
So no. So now the situational stuff.
Yeah.
Like for example, the story of him going on like he's house sitting, right? But he's so paranoid.
Yeah.
Right? About leaving, like he's been given a responsibility to look after his friend's cat.
Yeah.
But he's out. And he's finally going out and he's meeting up with people and he really, like you said, he's trying to find love. He wants to hook up.
Yeah. He's talking
And
to this lady.
this chick and him are hitting it off. But just before he starts talking to this chick, one of the dudes tells him that, that cat is nuts and will lose. And so he starts getting all of these paranoid thoughts about like you get panels where he's like imagining the cat like losing its mind and turning psychotic and stuff back at the apartment and like will hunt for him and look for blood. And meanwhile the chick is trying to flirt with him in all sorts of ways that he really wished she would.
Yeah.
And but his mind is not in it. So the way they do that is pretty awesome and also kind of relatable somehow.
Like one of the panels where the girl is talking to him and all he's thinking about is cat food.
Yeah.
So there's a whole word, there's her word bubble in the background.
Yeah.
Then there's his thought bubble covering her word bubble.
Yep.
With just a picture of cat food. So
That's so good. And the writing gets smudged out and you're not really, like she's basically like talking to him about the book he wrote and how into it she was.
How into it she
but
is. All he's thinking about is cat food. Then the next panel is
it's so well done.
Yeah, then the next panel is the cat just being angry. It's hissing at the camera. Okay, not camera. Yeah, I'm saying camera, but it's hissing. It's hissing at you.
Oh, it could be the camera. And so this is not a completely original thing. I have read it in other things as well. One that was done the best for me was a book called A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius is the name of the book. And in that it's the same sort of deal. Like this guy's in a rough situation. He's babysitting, but he left for the first time ever. He left his little brother with a babysitter, and the whole time he's out partying, he keeps thinking that the babysitter is psychotic, and he describes in detail about how he'll find his brother's body with all sorts of zodiac signs drawn. Like he describes it in such detail and madness. And he rushes home, and like when he's at the party, like his friends will ask him, "Oh, I thought you were babysitting," and he just takes it back and stuff. It's the same sort of deal with the cat, I guess. So I have seen it before, but just to visualize it like in a comic, it did its own thing with this book.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and also the situation. So that's one situation, one story.
Yeah.
The friend situation was another one, because like his friend wants to hang out. His friend doesn't bring his wallet. His friend wants to go out to eat. Blah blah blah. And he has to pay. And yeah, like that kind of thing. It's somehow relatable and easy to see. But at the same time, it's very regular.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. He's like wondering, why did I agree to help my friend out, and da 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 da. Yeah.
So
really,
for me, the stories.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I looked at it from this point of view.
or the survey check. Oh god.
Not even the survey check. For me, it was the producer.
Yeah.
And the interplay with him and his landlady. I really liked that idea of the landlady hating him and thinking that he's a dodgy guy.
Yeah.
And gossiping about him until she sees him on TV, and then she's like, so he's actually someone really, really important. Somebody who's actually really cool.
Yeah.
And then she tries to build that relationship from there.
Yeah.
And in her head, every time she meets him, she has this like romantic fantasy.
Yeah, of them getting married.
Of them getting married or them dating or something like that. Yeah. And she's not his type. She's an older lady.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but it's just not gonna work between them.
Yeah.
But she keeps on trying. She's making the effort, and you're seeing Jean making the time just because he's trying to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
Then there's the episode with the producer where he goes on holiday. This guy calls him out for holiday. Come and take a break at my villa
and help me work on my screenplay.
Yeah, help me work on my screenplay. So he goes and he starts writing. I honestly thought there would have been like a subplot with this guy's wife.
Yeah.
But then that doesn't happen, so I was happy that my idea was subverted.
Yeah.
But then now this guy screws him over and leaves him there with like loan sharks coming to collect on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that stuff like that. Like I wished I could see this as a sitcom in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
with
these
being specific episodes.
This plotline is very, very Californication.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there are entire seasons where the writer gets called to help like either an artist work on lyrics or someone else who's trying to do something involving writing. He's called in to help, and all sorts of shenanigans take off from there. Like this one, he discovers that the producer's having an affair, and the wife is hitting on him. Same thing in Californication. And this came first, so maybe Californication ripped from here, yeah.
But then again, it's a timeless story, so...
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. It's,
But I had fun with this.
Yeah.
I'll read... I personally
So the producer was your favorite story? Out of all the stories that were there, that was your favorite?
The cat, too.
The cat?
Yeah, the cat, too. But I like his friend. I like Felix a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like there's one thing... I feel about this thing was the characters are fully realized. It's not like other comics, let's say we read volume 1 and all the characters that you meet in volume 1 are just being introduced.
Yeah.
You don't get a feel for who they are. You don't get a feel for what maybe they stand for and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In this one, like his friend is introduced literally in the third story.
Yeah.
By the end of that story, you feel their relationship. You can see why they're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you also understand why this guy behaves in a certain way around different people.
Right.
Yeah. He keeps his life private and you can understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like the characters in this.
Yeah.
Because even in the brief time that you're given with them, there's a lot of stuff that's not even written. Like if you look at just the panels, if you follow just by the panels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of non-verbal stuff that the characters have.
Yeah.
That's really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just get to like them. Like, personally, the landlady, I think, gets the most growth throughout the show. Not the show.
It does feel like it should be a show, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
More than the other books that we've read. This one.
Yeah, this one feels most like a... And I hoped if it would be done as a show, I hope they do it as a French show. So they keep the whole feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that way Californication's a bit vulgar. More vulgar than this. But yeah.
This one, they're all the sex, all the references. There's not much.
And the stuff that's there looks cartoonish and...
Yeah. It's tastefully done. Even the way they talk about like relationships,
Yeah.
it's tastefully done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily even mind if maybe a younger person were to read it. Maybe not as young as below 10, 12. But even adolescents going upwards can read this.
I think teens could read this, yeah. It's I think it's done pretty well. I think my favorite story though is the shopping one. And that's really because of the panels, man. Yeah.
It's because he got angry in that.
Yeah, he got angry, and he also imagines this whole thing of like, so the story is when he goes shopping, there's a chick collecting survey, like she's doing a survey on eating habits of regular people between the age of whatever and whatever, and he fits that category, and he overhears a conversation that she's having with a random shopper about why she's doing it, and she's like, oh, because people eat unhealthy, they're eating TV dinners all the time, they don't buy real vegetables. He looks at what he has, it's just TV dinners and all that stuff. So he replaces all of it, and he imagines this whole scenario going, oh my god, you want to come over to my place and blah blah blah, and it's like, oh, don't you want to ask me to yours for dinner? He imagines this, and he's like, I was just about to. And when he goes there, ta-da! Yeah, I'll leave that for you to discover. But yeah, I really liked it. And then the next guy who asked this, like, hey, do you mind answering? No! No! And he F's off, and it's great. And then he forgets stuff and all that. I really like that one. As well as the one where he tries house sitting.
Yeah. The one for the cat is actually
yeah. Cool. Yeah. Anyways, so definitely read this.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'd say pick a time where you're not really like, I don't know, like you're in the mood for something light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really light read.
Yeah. And all of them are different again. Like one of the stories was actually pretty boring.
Which one?
There's one where he's just calling people up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's around the start or just after he meets his ex. I think he's depressed, so he just keeps looking for a date.
Yeah.
And nothing
happens.
Nothing
just
comes out of that. Yeah. So that was a little lame. But and even I guess the story of him meeting his ex is kind of crap, I guess. But then everything from there is now
it picks up
comedic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Okay.
So still 7?
So still 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So what's next?
Next week, you guys voted, and there were 3 things to vote on. It was Santa Clarita Diet, it was BoJack Horseman, and Erased.
Erased got 1 vote.
Erased got 1 vote.
Yeah.
Well, the guy voted twice. Shout out to you, Mark. But you voted twice. And that's fine. The others, though, like, this really surprised me, actually. Why didn't you read? I don't have the Twitter results.
Yeah, based on the Twitter results, we had, what's it called? Santa Clarita won, actually.
Yeah.
With like 54% of the vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over BoJack, and we totally didn't expect BoJack.
Yeah.
We thought this one was going to be BoJack. BoJack was a shoo-in in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I thought either Erased or BoJack would be the ones that people would pick, because I don't know anyone who talks about Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll be talking about it next time. So let's check it out together, guys.
And if you guys voted like this, so you wanted to hear what we thought about it, then you watch.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Thanks. No, like yeah, I picked this because it is on my watch list. All the shows, BoJack, Santa Clarita, and Erased are all on my watch list. So it's just which one should I get to first, kind of thing. Is why I had those choices.
For me, on my watch list, I had BoJack and Erased. I had skipped Santa Clarita completely. I'd watched the trailer.
Yeah.
And I thought it was nice.
Yeah.
But I hadn't made that conscious effort to go and
To add it
okay,
to
I'll
your
actually
list.
watch this.
Yeah.
But now.
No, you have to.
Nah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So let's see. Yeah. So join us next time. We're going to talk about Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah.
And we're not voting on a book.
There's a book that I want to read.
Hillary's already picked a book.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll tell you about it next time.
Yeah.
Okay?
But it's a sci-fi book.
It's a sci-fi book, yeah.
If you're one of our listeners, I think
Or should we just tell them?
Yeah, why
now?
not? Yeah. So
what if you change your mind though?
I probably wouldn't, because it's been on my watch. It's been on my reading list for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. The book is called The Gods Themselves
Yeah.
by Isaac Asimov.
Yeah. So you can start on that, get a head start.
Yeah, you can get a head start
as
on
well
that,
as watch season 1
watch.
of Santa Clarita Diet.
Exactly.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks again for voting, guys. This is awesome, actually. Your votes are awesome. And later. Do you have an opinion on what we just discussed? Did we miss something? Tell us in the comments section and we'll read it in the next episode. If you're listening on Anchor, send us a voice message and we'll add it to this episode. Don't forget to follow our podcast on Twitter @SpoilFans for updates. And follow our Instagram for behind the scenes action @SpoilersInFandom. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube and Anchor to get the latest episodes.